Well, I wasn't planning to do a video today, but when news like this breaks, you cannot not do a video. Yes, Spider-Man has gone back to Marvel. Now in this video, first of all, I'm going to tell you all the details of the deal, how it came about, what it means, what the parameters of the deal between Sony and Marvel are, and what it's going to mean for future characters and future movies. And then after that, I'm going to tell you the top 3 reasons why I'm really excited about this, even though I'm not really the biggest Spider-Man fan. Now, if you already know the news and all that stuff, you can just click on this button in the corner and skip ahead. But for everyone who doesn't, here's the news. It's a joint custody sort of agreement between Sony and Marvel. Marvel does not have full control over it. From what I can tell, the movie rights go across to Marvel, all of the creative control decisions go across to Marvel, and Sony is keeping a lot of the business side of things, the distribution of the film, probably merchandising, stuff like that. That all comes under their umbrella. The actual storytelling elements are over there at Marvel, and that's a really good thing because, as Andrew Garfield himself said, it was the insane amount of corporate interference in the story that pretty much ruined the last movie. But now with Marvel at the reins, that shouldn't happen. However, Sony does, as part of the deal, reserve the right to have final approval of the scripts. That scares a lot of people because it could mean that Sony might just interfere with Marvel as much as they did with, the directors and writers of their own movies. However, I think it's unlikely that that will be the case. I don't believe Marvel would have agreed to those terms if they weren't confident that they weren't going to have the majority of control over the story. I think this is probably there just as like a safeguard for Sony. They just want to keep it just in case Marvel decided to do something crazy, like kill off Spider-Man immediately. I mean, they wouldn't do that, but they probably just have it there, Sony, just in case. Early plans as part of this deal is, now this is interesting, Spider-Man is first going to make an appearance in one of the other Marvel movies before his own movie in 2017. And you know what movie comes out in 2016? Civil War. So you do the math, obviously, Spider-Man's going to show up, make a cameo in Civil War. To what capacity, we don't know. Whether he'll be part of the story, whether he'll be an end credit scene, we don't know. But either way, he will have his own movie in 2017. The release date they picked for that was the exact same date as Thor Ragnarok, so they're probably going to push Thor later in the year to make way for Spider-Man. But Spider-Man will definitely be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Marvel can also bring over certain villains into their universe as well, paired up with Spider-Man, like maybe Venom or someone like that. But he definitely will be part of the Marvel universe, not the Sony universe. So now that we're all on the same page, let me tell you the top 3 reasons why I am excited for this movie. Even though, if you're a regular to my channel, you'll know I'm not really a Spider-Man fan. I read the DC comics mostly, and I've seen all the Spider-Man movies, but so far none of them have really knocked my socks off. Even the first 2 Sam Raimi ones, they always kind of felt like they were for a much younger demographic, for the really little kids, so I didn't feel like they kind of applied to me. But anyway, this news gets me excited because number 1, Spider-Man can now be done right. As mentioned, what ruined the last 2 movies, especially the last one, was the corporate interference. They're sticking their nose in the storytelling, which was something they really had no business sticking their nose in. But now that Marvel's taking over, that is fantastic because the corporate overlords at Marvel are the storytellers. They're the ones that understand the character, that actually know what a good story is. And everybody's always telling me that Spider-Man, he should be like this, or he shouldn't be like that, or that's not really what Spider-Man should be like. By seeing a Marvel Spider-Man movie, I feel like I can finally see what Spider-Man is really supposed to be like. I mean, sure, I could pick up a comic book, but like I said, I'm a DC fan. Number 2, no Spider-Man origin story. You might recall Marvel said a while back that they are done doing origin stories, they won't do any more. And particularly in Spider-Man's case, is that a good thing? We don't want another origin for Spider-Man. We know it inside out and back to front. Radioactive spider bite, uncle gets shot, responsibility, or whatever. We get it, we don't need to see it again. The last semi-origin story that Marvel is going to do is Ant-Man. And I say semi because the Hank Pym Ant-Man, played by Michael Douglas, has already existed in this Marvel universe before, but we're only seeing him now. And that means they can do the exact same thing to Spider-Man. They could just say, he's already existed in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but we're only seeing him now. Maybe just by saying that he was sort of street level before, so he wasn't on the radar as much with like S.H.I.E.L.D. in the past or whatever. But yeah, so they can just do that with Spider-Man. Just start with a fully formed Spider-Man and just say that he's already been around in this universe. Number 3, Spider-Man can get the Winter Soldier treatment. I mentioned in a previous video, Captain America Winter Soldier made me a Captain America fan. That was the first movie with him in it that really made me sit up and pay attention to his character, and now he's one of my favorites. Marvel has said they're going to try and do a similar thing with Thor Ragnarok, give him the Winter Soldier treatment, give him significant things to do that alter the universe, and make it really cool to get a lot more people on board with his character, because he has been somewhat sidelined up to now. So a Marvel Spider-Man movie can be his Winter Soldier treatment, and it can make someone like me, who previously hasn't cared much about Spider-Man, into a Spider-Man fan. And that prospect excites me. But here's my question for you guys. Since it's pretty clear that Andrew Garfield doesn't want to do any more Spider-Man, would you rather then that Marvel just recast Peter Parker again? Or would you rather they do something completely different and bring in like Miles Morales to take on the Spider-Man mantle for a while? Which would you prefer to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? A new actor playing Peter Parker or a Miles Morales? Put your thoughts in the comments below. I am Bandit, this is Bandit Incorporated, and until next time, I will see you guys in the comments. Charlize Theron, we've all seen her in the trailers. Somewhat confusingly, according to Wikipedia, she is playing the main character in the movie. What? Surely Max has to be the main character, right? Well, it wouldn't be the first time Wikipedia got something wrong, but Charlize Theron's character's name is Furiosa. Furiosa, Fury, Fury Road, you see? Odds are this story is going to be just as much about her as it is about Mad Max. And that's not all. Originally, this movie was going to be filmed back-to-back with a sequel, which was going to be called Mad Max Furiosa. They didn't end up filming that, of course, because it was hard enough just to get this movie made, but regardless, this shows Charlize Theron's character is a huge part of this movie, and that they already have a script ready for a spin-off type of Mad Max film that's just about her. If this movie does well, and people like Charlize Theron's character, we could very well see a movie about her adventures in the wasteland after this. And I would love to see that.